3 times now. Something from outside our solar system has flown straight through it. The most recent one might be older than the Sun itself. And one Harvard astronomer thinks it might not be natural at all. These are the 3 confirmed interstellar objects ever detected: Oumuamua, Borisov, and the newest one, 3I/Atlas. Each one also carries a number in its name. 1I for the first ever confirmed, 2I for the second, and so on. That I simply stands for interstellar. Here's what each one actually is, and why the third one has reignited a fight that's been going on for almost a decade. Almost every object in our solar system orbits the Sun in a closed loop. An interstellar object doesn't. It flies through on a hyperbolic path, meaning it came from somewhere else entirely, and it's never coming back. In orbital terms, this is measured by something called eccentricity, a number describing how stretched out a path is. A perfect circle has an eccentricity of 0. Anything above 1 means the object isn't orbiting at all. It's simply passing through. The first one was spotted in October 2017 by a telescope in Hawaii. It was named Oumuamua, Hawaiian for scout, and it was unlike anything astronomers had ever tracked. It was oddly elongated, possibly shaped like a cigar or a flat pancake, tumbling as it moved. It measured somewhere around 100 to 200 meters long, but only about 1/10 as wide, unlike almost any natural asteroid or comet ever observed. It was also tumbling chaotically, completing a full rotation roughly every 8 hours. Adding to how strange it looked, it showed no comet tail, no visible gas or dust, which usually means no comet-like activity at all. And yet, it sped up slightly as it left. The kind of push you'd expect from a comet venting gas, except there was nothing to see venting. That contradiction never got fully resolved. Harvard astronomer Avi Loeb proposed a controversial explanation that the object could be artificial, possibly a thin solar sail built by another civilization. He later wrote an entire book defending the idea. Loeb isn't a lone voice on the fringe, either. He leads an actual research group at Harvard called the Galileo Project, dedicated specifically to searching for possible evidence of alien technology. The project has faced plenty of skepticism from mainstream astronomers, but it continues publishing peer-reviewed research alongside its more speculative claims. Most astronomers disagreed with the sail idea, proposing natural explanations instead, like a fragment of nitrogen ice from another solar system. To this day, no version of the story fully explains every detail, but the alien probe idea remains a minority view. The second interstellar visitor showed up in 2019, and it was found by an amateur astronomer in Crimea using his own telescope. Gennady Borisov wasn't a professional astronomer by trade. He was an engineer who built his own telescope specifically to hunt for objects exactly like this one. It was named Borisov, after him. Unlike Oumuamua, Borisov looked exactly like a normal comet. Its chemistry showed significantly more carbon monoxide relative to water than most solar system comets, hinting it may have formed somewhere colder than our own solar system. Still, nothing about it broke the rules the way Oumuamua did. For a while, it seemed like interstellar objects were simply going to be a mix of the strange and the ordinary. Then, in July 2025, a survey telescope in Chile called Atlas caught a third one. The Atlas survey wasn't even built to look for interstellar visitors. Its actual job is scanning the sky for asteroids that might one day threaten Earth. Finding a genuine interstellar object was essentially a bonus discovery. It was named 3I/Atlas, and almost immediately, it broke records, while also becoming one of the most searched science topics worldwide. Its orbit was the most extreme hyperbolic path ever recorded for one of these objects, and with an eccentricity of about 6, and it was moving faster than both of the visitors before it. That speed turned out to be the clue to something much bigger. By tracking exactly how fast it was moving relative to the galaxy, researchers at Oxford estimated its age. Their conclusion, 3I/Atlas is likely somewhere between 3 and 11 billion years old. Our solar system is only about 4.6 billion years old. This comet may have been drifting through the galaxy before the Sun even existed. The James Webb Space Telescope studied its chemistry twice. Once on the way in, once on the way out, it found an unusually high ratio of carbon dioxide to water, among the highest ever measured in any comet. Then, after it rounded the Sun, Webb detected something that had never been seen on an interstellar object before: methane. The methane had been buried and only reached the surface once solar heat pushed deep enough into the comet. Together, the chemistry points to a comet that formed somewhere very different from our own solar system. Colder, older, and chemically distinct. And once again, Avi Loeb stepped in. He assigned 3I/Atlas his own rank 4 rating for potential technological origin, and at one point speculated it could even carry an alien artificial intelligence. He pointed to around a dozen specific details he considered unusual, including its trajectory passing surprisingly close to Mars and later Jupiter. He even invoked a theory that advanced civilizations might stay hostile and deliberately hidden from each other. Other astronomers, including Jason Wright at Penn State, went through many of those same details and argued each one has a plausible, natural explanation. 3I/Atlas also passed close enough to Mars that NASA's own orbiters were able to photograph it directly. Loeb publicly criticized NASA for what he called unusual delays in releasing some of those high-resolution images. NASA maintained the timing was simply standard data processing procedure, not any kind of cover-up. The mainstream scientific position remains that 3I/Atlas is a genuinely unusual, but completely natural, ancient comet. Setting the alien debate aside entirely, these objects matter for a much simpler reason. They're physical samples from other star systems, material that formed around a completely different sun, arriving at our doorstep for free. No spacecraft humanity has ever built could reach another star system and bring material back. These objects do it for us. 3I/Atlas made its closest approach to Earth in December 2025, at a perfectly safe distance, and it has already passed its closest point to the sun. Observatories around the world are still analyzing archived images captured before its official discovery, hoping to squeeze out any detail they might have missed. It's now heading back out of the solar system, and it will never return. 3I/Atlas won't be the last of these, either. A new observatory called the Vera Rubin Observatory just began operating, and it's expected to spot several more interstellar objects every single year. Within the next decade, discovering one of these might become a fairly routine event. Rather than a once-in-a-decade surprise, lined up side by side, the three tell a strange kind of story, an oddly shaped mystery, a reassuringly normal comet, and now an ancient, chemically bizarre wanderer older than our solar system. Each one raised the stakes on what the next one might reveal, and there's no reason to think the pattern stops at 3. Whether or not you believe any of these 3 were ever anything but rock and ice, they're proof that our solar system isn't sealed off from the rest of the galaxy. Something from another star has now passed through here 3 separate times, and telescopes are only getting better at catching the next one. All 3 are gone now, and none of them are coming back. But somewhere out there, a 4th one is already on its way. Do you think we'll ever get definitive proof one of these was artificial? Let me know below, and I'll see you in the next one.